What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Lone Wolv Podcast. I'm your host, Wolfson, and today's episode, we got a special guest in the building. He's one of my closest homies in the music industry and the one I always, every time I need some feedback from one of my songs. He is the one and only Seltz, formerly known as Chavalo. Now, this is actually a very close episode for us because we literally been through everything together. Like, as up-and-coming producers in the EDM scene, we share a lot of accomplishments together and a lot of hardships as well. And we made a two-part episode in which we're gonna air one today and one on the next week as well. And it's very heartwarming because it was basically we just jumped in and we just wanted to talk about everything and catch up about all the stuff that we've been doing up so far, all our accomplishments, all the stuff that we're doing, all the side hustles that we're doing, what we hope to accomplish in the near future, and, you know, just also reminiscing of how much of a plugin junkies we really are. Yeah, we waste a lot of money on plugins, and it's the reason why we're indebted, not credit. But nevertheless, it was still fun to catch up with him, and I can't wait to share this episode for you guys. So be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for your weekly episodes at the Lone Wolv Podcast for Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio, as well as for the YouTube channel at lonewolfpod.com. That's lonewolfpod.com, where you can check all our latest episodes. You can also follow me at my social medias at Wolfson Music for any recent updates, for any uploads, for small clips and new episodes and whatnots, you know? Now, without further ado, let's get started. This is the Lone Wolv Podcast. Boom!
Been waiting for this for a while, huh?
Oh, man, I've been waiting this for a long time, man. Been wanting to do this with all my homies, man. But everybody's schedule is like, how is it possible that everybody's busy during this COVID times? Like, what the hell, bro?
Yeah. Well, at least for me, luckily the business has been like booming, so we've been getting all the job. But still, yeah, I get you. There's always time at night and stuff like that.
Yeah, tell me about it, man. So how's the business going so far?
Everything's good. Like I said, we've been getting a lot of calls, lots of reviews, a lot of jobs. But it's been going good. I mean, at least, which I would have never thought. Wait, first, can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine. Way better than I thought.
Oh, okay, awesome, man. So what I thought now with everything going on, I thought we were gonna be like going through a hard time and stuff like that. So luckily, we've been getting a lot of jobs, and I've been able to save up and just save up to pay debt and all that stuff. So, so here's that.
Hey, bro, I'm with you on that, on the debt part, man. On my credit cards, they're like each credit card is like $2,000 of debt, man.
I feel you, bro. Mine was the 2.8. I just paid off 2,000 right now, but it hurt like a motherfucker. But I'm trying to work on my credit score. I'm pretty sure that's what you're trying to do right now, too, right?
Yeah, I'm about to get a new car. So far, my credit score is good.
All right, nice, man.
So, like, I haven't had any issues. I've been paying it off every month. Obviously, the credit card companies tell us, like, oh, you got to pay minimum $50, $30. But I always pay $100 each, just to keep it moving and stop using my credit cards as much as possible. I thought it was easy because it's like, I'll just dedicate on my checking account. If I'm going to spend, then, at least I can control myself. But sometimes I have to use the credit cards for emergencies. And like emergency popped out and it's like, shit, I have to use it because I don't. But thankfully, because of this dumbass COVID, my student loans got into forbearance. So I was managed to, save up a lot more money.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Because I haven't asked nobody or Googled. Every like student loan is like forgiven for now. I mean, not forgiven, but like on pause, right?
Yeah, it's on a pause basically. The Sally Mae one, I start paying it right now again. I've been like 3 months without payment, so now or more. I think. Let me see. It was like It was April, May, June, and July. Yeah, 4 months without paying. And the other day they emailed me, it's like, hey, you gotta pay right. You can start paying now. And then the federal loans that I have, they say that I don't have to pay until November.
Oh, really? Okay, so that's probably the one that I have to wait till too because honestly, with everything going on, I was like, man, how am I able to save up so much? This doesn't make sense. And
It's
then I noticed like the auto payments aren't going through, and I was like, I'm not gonna pay
exact
anything, but
exactly, bro. Bro, and when the whole COVID shit happened, my parents stayed over here in Miami because they said that Puerto Rico was bad at the time, like in March, mid-March and stuff. So they stayed over because they say that over here we got much more freedom than Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico was under martial law, like that type of shit. So it was crazy. And they told, and because my parents were here and I have to work, I still have to work. There was nobody at so don't have to work. And then they told me that I have to work here from home. It's like, all right, fine. Because I stayed home, I save out so much money because usually all my expenses went on food and gas. And my dad had nothing else to do here, so all he had to do was just cook.
That's awesome, man.
Bro, I saw my checking account and I was like, I've never seen my checking account this high.
Yeah, man.
It's because of me buying plugins left and right other audio interfaces and microphones and shit like that. It's like I never seen my checking account like this amazing. Now that I have it like that, once it starts again paying my monthly payments, I can at least I know that I'll have like above the normal that I usually have.
Right.
Because usually I was living paycheck to paycheck. And I have to like, all right, let me save up a little bit. All right, let me stop at this. Now I got a little bit more. And once I did the math, once I come back again, it won't hurt me as much. It'll just basically the same. I said that I saved myself $1,000 more.
Yeah.
So that way I know that, I don't have to worry about next month or next month and next month. It's like, no, I got the money. And the money will continue to come,
True.
But fucking me, bro. These fucking credit cards, bro. I wish there's a way.
I mean, just plan it out, man.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people I read a lot of articles that people, they pay off one by one rather than just paying like each of them at the same time. Let's put 100 here, 100 there, 100 there.
Yeah.
It's better off just to save up and pay one off one by one, man. That's what I did, bro, and I already paid off 2 things. I'm still missing two more things, but after that, I should be good. Besides the student loans, of course.
That's interesting because my girlfriend does the same thing, and she was recommending me maybe you should, instead of paying them all at once, maybe you should focus on the least that you have, and then work your way up with the other ones.
Yeah.
So it looks like I guess I'll just pay the minimum on the other 2 cards, and I'll just pay a lot on one of them, so that way I can just like.
Right.
I guess I'll have to start doing that, man. Yeah, but at least I'm also saving up money for my car.
Oh, of course.
Hopefully by November I can get out a new car, and at a good price because of the COVID times. It's like, hey man, give me a discount. What the fuck,
Yeah, that's true, man. A lot of cars are in good deals right now.
Yeah, there are. I'm thinking I'm getting a Chevy Colorado.
Chevy Colorado? All right.
It's like a pickup truck with 4 doors.
Yeah, dude, that's cool, man. A lot of people are getting trucks now, man.
I don't know why. I start noticing a lot more.
I see the use of it though, man. Because you had the SUV, which is pretty good still, but compared to a sedan, if you go, for example, to IKEA, you buy some furniture, there's no way you can take it home, man.
And I was dead set on going on the Honda Accord Sport.
Oh, damn.
And that was nifty. That was like, oh shit, I like it and I can afford it. I was dead set on that. But then what you said and a couple other things, I saw Ford Ranger the other day with 4 doors. I was like, man, I actually miss driving pickup trucks, man.
Oh, you had one before?
Back in Puerto Rico, I had a F-150.
Oh, okay.
That was a monster truck, literally.
Man, dude, the ones that I see that are so beautiful, but they're so expensive, the Dodge Rams, bro. If I stay working on those, man, they're so beautiful, so expensive.
No, they're expensive as fuck. Any of those big ass pickup trucks are expensive as fuck. And you know what's funny? What your biggest expense is not the car itself, is the gas.
Oh yeah, that's true, man.
Because I remember in my F-150, I spent like 60 to 65 to 70 sometimes a week and a half It was gas money.
That's crazy, man.
Imagine on the diesel ones, the ones that have diesel, those. And granted, it might probably last a lot longer.
Yeah, longer. That's what I was gonna say. And also, isn't diesel a little bit cheaper? I think it's like a few cents, or I could be wrong. I don't know.
I guess I guess depend on the gas station because yeah, supposedly diesel is supposed to be cheaper than the premium of gas.
Yeah.
It should be like in between regular and premium. It should be like around there.
Yeah.
But it's pretty pricey on the diesel ones. I know that for a fact because they like you cannot go on a highway on a pickup truck and run like crazy. Like no, bro, that's just you're asking yourself to spend a lot of money on the diesel.
Yeah, man. Like you floor it and then woo, there goes $20.
Exactly. that sounds about right, man. So I was actually looking at the pickup trucks, and just out of curiosity, and then I saw these smaller version of the pickup trucks with 4 doors, and how much you normally spend on gas and whatnot. And I was like, wow, they normally spend more or less what I spend on the SUV, but like at least $5 more.
Oh, what is it, like 40?
Yeah, like $40.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I spent like 36 already on this one. So like 5 more bucks or more is like, okay, whatever. And they're big and comfortables and and some of these new pickup trucks now they got the little camera on it.
Oh yeah, that's so yeah, dude. Ever since I got a car with a camera, dude, I cannot go back to a car without it.
What car you got?
I got the Chevy Malibu. The
Ooh.
No, I think I haven't seen you since then, bro. It was last year. Have I seen you last year?
What was the last time we saw each other? At least
yeah. Dude, I had it when we went to the thing for cymatics.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. It has the backup camera. It does waste more gas, but I guess that's because it's a newer car compared to my old one, the Mazda 6. But I mean, with times like now, I mean, it's not bad because I'm not going anywhere, and plus, gas is not that expensive right now.
I agree. Hey, I mean, and that's a bit of it. Gas is literally cheap right now compared to what it was a couple of months ago. Whoa.
I was getting way too expensive.
Difficult times, man. Difficult times that we're receiving, man.
Yeah. I mean, I hope things, health-wise get back to normal. Because, man, I want to start doing other things besides just music. Like I told you, like I want to start like the vlogging stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do just videos in the room, you get me? Like it gets boring after a while.
No, I hear you, man. I hope, thankfully, like the whole podcast that I was able to build so far up to now is going good. I mean, don't have that many followers so far. In YouTube, I had 0 followers. Now I have 12 subscribers.
That's good. Hey, man, dude, it all starts somewhere, man.
It all got to start somewhere. And I've been very consistent, like every Friday release an episode. Like start doing an episode on Sundays or Mondays.
Right.
Work on it on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and have it scheduled for a release on Friday morning. And then I'll just do a little promo here and there. But that's as far as I can go. Maybe is there a better, effective way for me to market my show a little bit more that I could get more people attracted to? Right. I don't know. I haven't got into it. Nobody has told me anything. But so far, I'm just releasing things. I have literally a structure of how the show is, and I have all built up. I got paperwork. I literally got topics like every week. I have over a year's worth of topics.
Dude,
and I got people I got guests that I'm planning to talk to, like you're one, and then hopefully you could be a recurring guest that you could come here once in a while and come over and just talk and shit and whatnot,
More in person. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And then obviously, there was I had a DJ the other day, DJ LS. He's from Power 96 or Power 95.
Ooh.
But like I know him because I used to work with him in the Clevelander, and we had a great fit. And he promoted on his social media platform, and a lot of people checked that out. It was like that was like the most views I ever had.
Right, that's good though.
Yeah,
but like I said, the most important thing that you're doing is that you're being consistent, man, and having topics too. That helps so much. because you're not running blind. You get me?
No, 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 no.
Like music, you're mixing with a reference. You get me?
Yeah, still
So,
do.
yeah,
Still do.
I mean, dude, that's the only way, honestly. Unless you didn't do it. I mean, nah, I don't even know. I feel like that's the only way, man.
No, you need to have a structure, and I was even planning to. I was always had it in my mind how to start one and had a actual co-host with me the whole time. But one of my cousins was telling me like, dude, why don't you just do it on your own? Just do it yourself. Like you have so much knowledge, you have so much to talk about. You even talk for yourself for hours, and it's still gold stuff. And he's the one who pushed me through for do this. And I told him it's like, all right, I got the mic stuff. What I got the audio section. What do I need video wise? Obviously, he's gonna give me the best quality of stuff and shit and whatnot. And I was like, okay, bro, like we're in COVID. I'm a little broke, okay? It's like I don't have enough money for this camera but luckily the work got me a Logitech Brio 4K.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's what I was gonna say because that camera looks really good, man.
It is, man. If you buy it on Amazon, it's like $200 something, but because we did an inventory order at work, we did like a couple of them. We ordered a couple of them from B&H so we can have them for work because now because I work in the library, they're gonna take classes in the library, so people want to know if they can zoom in the classrooms and whatnot. So we need to have like high quality shit in there. And then I just happened to grab one of them,
right?
For this, man. So I save up $200 on just this. And then what? Oh yeah, the softbox light that I have right here. I have a softbox light right here.
Yeah.
If you notice that my whole room is completely turned off, just like yours.
Yeah, I have the same thing.
Yeah.
I have the webcam, and then I have a softbox right there too.
Yeah, and then behind me, it's another softbox, but without the actual softbox. It's just the LED, and then I put a blue gel on it, and it's just laying down in the floor, and then it just
same thing,
bro. And it was an accident when I did that.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning to. I was actually planning to put it like right here, to have light right here, aiming here, but I happened to it accidentally fell.
Oh,
it accidentally fell the tripod into that side of the bed.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I saw my whole room like all light up like this. I was like,
"Whoa, that looks badass."
Yeah, like whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Maybe leave it like that, and like why not?
Yeah. Did you get actual gels or did you get like those transparent papers? Because I was planning to get the transparent paper.
I actually got the gels. I got it from Amazon from Newer.
Oh yeah, okay.
Newer, yeah. So they got like multi-colors. I got it for $12, something like that.
That's clutch. Yeah, with this going on, Amazon Prime, baby.
Amazon Prime, baby. Bro, it's like I was actually thinking about that. What you just said, the transparency papers.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually thinking about getting those as well because it's like another cheap way of getting them. But then when you
can't beat that though.
Huh?
$12 for the ones that you paid.
Yeah, exactly. And it's Newer. Newer's like the cheapest brand you can get. Like good stuff for cheap prices. And I was like, oh fuck it, let me just get it.
Is that the lights you have? Newer?
No. These lights, I forgot the brand of it, but it's like the cheaper version of Newer.
Oh,
so you got Newer that's cheap, and then there's another cheap one.
Yeah.
So,
I got. Oh, go on. My bad.
I don't know. So far, it has worked wonders with me, because Newer was gonna charge me for two of these softbox lights for $120, something like that. I got these two lights for $75.
Ooh, where, Amazon?
Yeah, on Amazon. It was just soul searching in Amazon. I just basically type in softbox lights, LED light. And it's better off the LED lights. I noticed it because the bulbs can easily break and they can be cheaped out. And then,
gotta buy them consistently.
Yeah, exactly. The LEDs is just, that is just AC power and that's it. If it does break, then you just get the LED version of it and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing here, man. I actually got the newer ones. It came with two for like 180. Mm-hmm. The only thing I don't like is when you turn up. Right now, this is the brightness, the lowest. But if you turn it up, because it has fans in the back, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah, mine. Yeah,
this one's really loud when you crank up the light. So like the mic picks it up sometimes because I did a test video and
Mhm.
like, the mic picked it up. So I was like, damn, I gotta maybe like face the camera another way and the mic another way. That way it doesn't pick up the signal so much of it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just me being super peaky and I want like a super clean noise.
Maybe.
Uh,
I know that I got mine adjusted at the right temperature on the right light brightness. It's not too bright, it's not too low, but it's like right there. And the other
Right.
one, I think it is way too bright where it is, but it's so that way it can go through the LED, the gel, and then span
right.
it all away.
Right. It looks good though. I like it. It looks amazing.
I like it. It was by accident. I kid you not.
Yeah. Dude, I know you're saying about buying plugins here, dude. I actually got to put you on this new plugin that I'm currently on the trial, but I want to buy it later on, but it's like $200. Dude, it's called Stage 1 by Leapwing. Bro, it's a widening, but it's not only, you know how wide plugins they just widen it up, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at the spectrum like of like sound, it's wideness and depth, right?
Yeah.
So that you could widen, put it more in the depth field, and then the mono signal, sometimes it's two mono, so you could spread it just a little bit. So you're having stereo, a little bit of mono, like spread, and then you can have it in the back. And like, dude, it gives everything this right amount of space.
Really?
Yeah, man. It's amazing, man. It's dude, I gotta tell you though, the first songs that I did though, they were giving me phase issues just because I was cranking it way too much and I wasn't hearing what it was doing, you get me?
Mhm.
Well, you just gotta pay attention, but dude, that thing works miracles.
That's interesting you saying that because just recently I was watching YouTube videos and then this new Waves plugin, the NNets one or something like that, LS, I don't know. It was a virtual room mix. Basically, it's a plugin that does exactly what you just said, that you can, expand, you can widen the stuff, you can separate them in depths from however you want it. And usually it's like, oh yeah, this plugin, this software, you don't really need an audio interface. You can just do it through your headphones.
Is it
So
the one that gets your webcam too?
yeah,
I have that one. I had that one for a while. It's cool, but the reason, I mean, the way I see that it would be used better if it's like 5.1 surround system, because you could literally like
yeah, exactly.
unless you're doing like some really cool ambient stuff, it's amazing.
Right
Just
now,
you could do the same thing.
yeah.
Honestly. You could do the same
Right
thing.
now, I got myself the podcast toolkit from Waves. That's actually pretty good. I highly recommend it if you're planning to use for vocals and whatnot. It doesn't have to be for podcast. It's not designed for podcasting, but
Yeah.
they actually have the presets and allow you to play around with podcasts and whatnot. And shit, it's actually pretty good. It's 4 plugins. I already had one of them, the Decaesar, which basically, I mean, wait,
Which?
I already had one of them. It was the suppressor, which
Oh.
basically kills any background noises or anything by just going up and down, up and down, up and down. And then there were 3 other plugins. I'll send it to you later because I don't have them right now.
The meter one, of course. Yeah.
One of them is the meter, and then there were other 2 more in which one of them actually allows you to balance both audio clips. Like, let's say that this is my actual voice, and then yours comes in, and yours happens to be lower than mine. This plugin basically balances it out and makes it sound.
It matches.
Yeah, it matches my audio level, so it goes as loud as mine.
That is clutch, dude.
I literally have a channel in which it's all sent to one of the returns, and I have those 2 right there, like the voice meter and that one particularly as the masters out for that send. And when whatever comes out, then it goes to my master. My master, I have a utility and make it loud compressor limiter.
Nice. And what do you use to record?
I'm using OBS currently to record.
And the audio too?
Yeah, audio too.
Oh, okay.
I can actually use Ableton. I've done it, but it's too much. And I compared the audio quality with this one on OBS, and they're practically the same. Like Like OBS, you just have to push it a little bit more, or just have to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
But relatively, they're the same, man. So I was like, all right, let me just record everything for OBS. I mean, video wise, and I don't have a video program that can record this through my Logitech, so I'm just using Zoom and let Zoom myself record myself with it, and
Oh, you could save the recording. You could do the recording. Yeah, you could record.
yeah.
Yeah, this is like my third, fourth time using Zoom.
I kid you not, Zoom is a beast, man. It could have potential to do more than just that. It's very undervalued. I mean, it's an underrated software until COVID hit, and then now it's like the number one software for video conferencing and whatnot. Granted, there's other people that use like FaceTime or WhatsApp or what's the other one? Microsoft Teams.
Everybody's like Zoom.
Yeah, but now it's everybody into Zoom, and because of that, that's where all the Zoom bombings started to pop in. People just randomly go to these links and then they just pop out and then just share the screen on some pornographic crap on it.
What the hell? How do people get in like random meetings?
It's probably a friend of a friend. They knew that they were gonna be on that link and they found the email and the link to it that they patted through. And that's where Zoom updated its software to apply passwords. I'm joining in on these links, And then Zoom actually created another version within Zoom called Zoom Webinar, which basically you cannot Zoom bomb because the only people who are allowed to share screen or talk are the people who created the link. The people who created the session in the webinar are only the people who are allowed to do that. You can type, you can say nasty stuff, but only the people are allowed to either let it fly or ban it. So you can't Zoom bomb for shit. And people try and they fail badly.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I became a Zoom expert with all this COVID shit. I had to because a lot of people in the library didn't know how to use Zoom. So I had to learn all this. Had to take some webinars. Go to YouTube and watch all these YouTube tutorials about Zoom and whatnot, and and I've done that with Microsoft Teams and Crestron and other crap. It's just like, ugh, how much more? But now I know like the ins and outs to all this.
That's good, man.
The other thing I'm actually looking at is the Elgato Stream Deck.
Yeah.
You heard of it? Basically, it's just a little deck with a few buttons, and then each button you do a command, like a shortcut or hotkey.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it for whenever I'm doing this type of stuff with you, guests and whatnot. So whenever you're talking, I can actually press a button and switch cameras, and then focuses on you only.
Yeah, I seen that. That's cool.
And then
a good investment.
It is a good investment. It's like $100.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's six buttons. You can customize it however you want it. It's pretty easy. Then there's the 15 one. I would like to have the 15 one, but 15 buttons, like I guess it's like a little bit over much.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna be using all those buttons at all. It's just I only want it just for the views, like switch to the person who's talking and mute or unmute, and that's it.
I wanted to get that too, but for streaming.
Yeah, no, it's built for that. Absolutely, for streaming, and especially for you and for Kevin, that shit is legit good for you guys because you guys can just have that when you guys playing video games, and then something good happens, and you can just press a button and then just like yay, or switch cameras to you guys or stuff like that. Like the sky's the limit with that deck for you guys.
Yeah. The only thing is my computer can't handle it though.
Your Mac?
Yeah.
Really?
It just goes haywire because OBS. Well, I use Streamlabs OBS just because I like the overlay that I got. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could install it in just OBS.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. Regardless, Streamlabs OBS, like it takes a lot of CPU power. Plus, like when we want to do music, dude, Ableton also runs a lot of CPU.
No, absolutely, yeah.
Project. So it's just the computer can't handle it after a certain while because it's a laptop. You get me? It's only so much you can do. So that's why probably like in 4 or 5 months, probably the beginning of next year, I want to build a PC, man, like a good one that can handle all that stuff. Because I want to stream music
Mm.
and like maybe buy some analog synths, play around with them, but like also have like a view like that, the camera right here, and then one over there in the corner, and I could just switch the camera.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and that Stream Deck is perfect for that.
Yeah,
That's another reason why I'm thinking of getting either the 6 button or the 15. I'm not doing anything much, but to do what you're saying, like have like different camera views and just
yeah,
press one button right there on the spot, that'll be dope. Not looking that in.
yeah. And then if you should get the 6 definitely right now.
Yeah, the 6 is one that I'm looking like I'm probably gonna get it either on Tuesday on GameStop.
Yeah,
Because they actually sell that. But that's actually one of the investments that I'm planning to do. Another one, the Rodecaster for future podcasts.
Roadcaster. What is that?
It's basically like a little controller
Yeah, I see.
with like 4 channels, and they're all hooked up with different people, and you can just basically you can EQ on each one or have a different volume set on each one, and then have like a little launch pad next to it, and then you can press certain buttons, like say a gunshot or a hooray or people clapping or going ooh,
Right.
or saying the Lone Wolf podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's like a radio thing.
Yeah, check it on Sweetwater right now. It's like $600, something like that. I'm planning of getting it on November for when it's like Cyber Monday type shit.
Oh,
Get it for less, and then do monthly payments on that.
Yeah, definitely monthly payments on that. I mean, if it's on a good price, and yeah, I mean, yeah, it's better to do that stuff like that.
Yeah. What do you think about microphones? Because this is a Audio Technica AT20.
I saw you upgraded. Nice.
Well, it was the Jetty mic.
No, yeah, of course. That Yanni mic is still amazing.
Jetty mic is still undeniable great. However, I did notice that quality-wise, between the Jetty mic going straight to my computer and this microphone going straight to my interface, the audio difference is like right there. Like the thing is that the Jetty mic is already a preamped.
Yeah.
So it's all audio latency goes through the USB powered, Well, versus this, it's not preamped, so that I can go and push this a little bit more further and mix it even better, even much more better quality of it.
Yeah, that's what changes besides the frequency spectrum of each mic. That what changes is the actual preamp, because like you said, the USBs already have the preamp, but who knows, like a cheap preamp, you get me, it's only so much you can do with it.
Exactly. And that was another thing. Like with the Jetty mic, I had no problems with it. It's just like it was I basically left it as it is. And I believe like if I mess it up even more, it could be a little bit distorted or not where it's supposed to be, as versus to this one in particular. I can actually like go beyond full blown and it'll sound even as equal or better as the Jetty mic or any other mic, honestly. Yeah. And I think I mentioned that a couple of my episodes. Doesn't really matter what mic you use. Like as long as it's a good mic and can you do the job and can you do the mixing and everything, that's all that matters. You can have the shittiest mic ever and still have an amazing vocals and whatnot. It's as long as you know how to clean it up and all that.
Exactly. I feel of course I 100% agree with what you're saying. Like every mic you could do just about anything. I think the only thing that changes, the more expensive it is, the less you get in return. I mean,
yeah,
like you just get a little bit better, like high frequencies, like more expensive, and that's literally all it is. But you could literally tweak it yourself in post production and make it sound good.
Absolutely, I agree. That's actually one of the discussions. I think it was in my first or second. No, it wasn't a second. I think it was the first episode or the third that was talking about the difference between studio and bedroom. Whether making music in the bedroom, making music in the studio. I actually pointed out I did both spectrums because I've done both scenarios. I did both of them. I know what it is to make music. You have too. We've been to school together. Like you know what it is to make music inside your bedroom and inside the studio. When it is to record inside your room and inside a studio, obviously it's a huge difference. But if you don't want to spend much money and you want this to be as good as it is. You get one of these cheap mics for $100 and
Yeah.
hook it up to an audio interface and just learn how to mix. And once you learn how to mix, man, like
Yeah.
you don't really need to buy yourself a $500 mic.
Nope.
No, if you make it, if you do make it, and then yeah, like get that $500 mic. It'll save you less trouble. But if it ain't broke,
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, it's true, man. Because there is a difference. Like when you play like monitors, like from to studios, there is, because obviously the square, you know how it is, science behind it.
yeah,
But if you got a headphones, dude, I see no difference at all. If you got headphones, there's no difference from this to a studio unless you want to like feel the music instead
yeah.
of hearing. Then yeah, there's a difference. But which, talking about that, I want to get the sub pack. Have you seen that?
The sub pack.
Yeah, it's cool. I feel like it's. I mean, you don't really need it. But it's like it's a backpack basically with a subwoofer on it.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. I saw like YouTube ads from that, man.
Yeah. I wanted to get one, but they said they were sold out and they weren't gonna restock until the new one came out, I think.
Really? It's that
Yeah.
good?
Yeah. I mean, it's been out for a while because I saw it, I think like 2 years after I graduated or something like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, until now I was gonna really buy it because I wanted to mess with it, but it was sold out.
Interesting.
I mean, honestly, like I said, if you have a spectrum analyzer and like you know what you're hearing,
Mhm.
then you don't really need it. But it's just sometimes nice to feel the bass when you're just working on headphones. Like, yeah, I mean, you don't want to bother people with the room shaking. You know how it is. So,
Yeah.
like example, like your neighbors or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I try to soundproof as much as I can in this
Of course.
room.
Yeah, you do as much as you can.
Yeah, but you don't want to go over it that you want to bother your neighbors. Yeah, that made sense. How much was it? It was like $500 or something.
I mean, they have levels to it. I think the beginning one's like 200. I think it starts off.
Okay, so it's not that bad. I mean,
Yeah, not that bad.
you get your investment back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like there's so many things that you can do that you don't really need a huge studio or a huge equipment just to make music. Like for example, two people I want to point out. One of them, Ricky, Nitty Gritty.
Yeah.
Like before he has that little studio that he has right now, and still it's like half-ass studio and still makes it good.
Yeah.
All his productions were made on the headphones, on his HD Sennheiser headphones, and it's insane how he can make such great music with those shitty ass headphones. Well, they're not shitty, but it's like you would think that he actually make a huge production on a nice studio, but no, he still does it once in a while. And then the other person who does that was Willie from Barely Alive.
Yeah.
And I remember that Willie, he was mentioning that he started out with the simple Mac computer, whatever they got, and then the headphones was just not even studio headphones. It was just your typical Beat headphones or something like that, Sony headphones. And Barely Alive are one of the gnarliest guys who started out in the game. So imagine that. It just proves to show you that you don't really need to spend or invest money as much as you need to make production. Like, no, like you can still do it with little that you got. And that's something I've been trying to get into my podcast and let all my listeners and my followers know. It's like you can do so much with so little.
Yeah.
Like your imagination is the limit, you know?
That's true, man.
I mean,
Dude, that actually brings up a point that the best advice that I ever got was and no matter if you're listening to cheap headphones, expensive monitors, cheap monitors, however you hear your reference track, make your song sound like that. You get me?
Yeah.
Because if it sounds like that in, like, let's say Beats, because you know how Beats amplifies their sound and like stuff. So if you make your song sound like, if you make the sub bass sound exactly like the reference track, your song is gonna sound good. You get me? It's gonna be good. So I feel like it's just knowing what you hear. You get me? You gotta know what you're hearing, what you're going for, and you could literally use anything. That's my thought on that. It's just as you get more in the game, it's not really essential. It's more like toys. Like you just start buying these things just because like you like it. You get me?
Yeah. I agree, man. I mean, after I before I had these amazing speakers that I got, I was using the Rocket Fives, and even then, people were telling me like, "Oh my god, those are like the standards. Those are like horrible for mix and mastering." It was like, that's all I got, bro.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
even then, even then it was still sounding pretty good, the Rocket Fives, and now I got these beautiful Yamahas in which they're not as good as yours because yours has the whole package. Mine are like the mid-level ones in which it will be recommended for me to get the sub to go up with these, but I did my research on these Yamahas. It's perfect for my room because A, it's not a big room. It's a small ass room. B, it can like the whole audio spectrum and frequencies are all leveled up. Like
Yeah.
nothing is higher than the other, nothing is lower than the other. Like everything's leveled up. And I feel like the ones that you have, I think has much more low end than it should. Not that I'm
Yeah.
saying that it's bad, but I believe those
It's
speakers will be good for a big studio, not a room like ours that's
yeah.
smaller.
Dude, that's actually what I just did. Literally only did this like a month and a half ago, bro.
Mhm.
So in the back, I always saw that had like a low end trim, and it's like you said, like for this room, it's too bassy and it's too much. It'll drown the high end. You get me?
Yeah.
So what I did is I did a room treatment, not the panels. What I did is I put the mic right here where I'm at, because in the triangle thing.
Yeah.
I put my mic right here, and then I ran a pink noise, which is running all the frequencies. And I saw that the peak noise, it was all leveled out, like the low end, mids, and it was all evened out. But then when I saw the recording, the low end was like all the way up here, the mids were like here, and then the high end was like all the way down here. Like,
Whoa.
oh yeah. So when I looked in the back, it says, oh, you could trim the low end, and I was like, oh, this whole time. So you can only dip it too deep.
Yo.
But yo, it did a huge difference, man. I dipped it down 2 dBs and like I could hear the difference. Like before, I used to drown my stuff here and I'd be like, yeah, it sounds good. Like the bass sounds good. And then when I take it to the car or like some other reference thing, it would just sound muffled. Like woo woo. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's why. And also, I was doing it. I was mixing out for monitors, which I don't like to do that anymore. I like to do headphones more, just because I know my room is not treated good.
Yeah, my room is not treated as well, and I'm with you. I
On the pink thing and see how your room does, because I agree with you. These things are way too big for my room. So doing that, what I did notice, I don't know if it's because I have too many panels or something. The high end is still really low. So I don't know what I could do with that. I mean, I don't think it's a diffuser, right? I think diffuser cuts high end.
No, maybe a diffuser can help that out. Maybe.
Yeah, I forgot what diffuser really does. I don't know if it cuts high end or it boosts it. I
Hold
forgot.
on, let me.
But yeah, that did a huge difference, man. And one tip that like I like to tell anybody, and you, dude, spectrum analyzers are the best, man. I'm more of a visual person. So if I could see that, like I said, referencing your track, if your low end is here and theirs is here, but theirs sounds professional, take it down there.
I agree.
I can manage all the way.
It says here that it could be effectively reduce distant echoes and reflections while still living in a live sound space.
Okay, so yeah, it's just echoing. I don't have echo or any reverb in here.
No, I don't have that in my room either. And the cool thing about my room is that before I even put these sound plates, soundproofs, it was already acoustic as it is. It was
Yeah, you did tell me that.
yeah, like you can tell that as soon as the AC turns on, my door basically like tries to shut down.
Yeah.
But it's because of the pressure, not because there's a fucking ghost here trying to scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, mine does the same thing.
It's like, what the hell? But it was like that. So me adding bass traps in all the corners and then adding these helps a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not as much as it should. Like your room is like compared to mine, much more better soundproof than it is. But at least it looks like it's doing its job for what it is. And
Yeah.
I'm with you. Like I actually never use speakers to mix and master.
Yeah.
I used my headphones, whether it's my PreSonus or what's the other fits now. Oh yeah, I got a Scarlett now at work. I got two PreSonus USB Cs both, and then I got a new Scarlett, in which that Scarlett sounds amazing as well. And I mix with them. And then when I got home, if I have enough energy to work on the music, I don't focus on mixing. I just focus on either sound designing or editing, just structuring, moving stuff from here and now.
On the creative part.
Nothing related to mixing and mastering or any of that. It's just sound designing and moving shit around. That's it. And that's something I highly recommend on everybody. It's like if you got speakers and you got good headphones, mix on your headphones and work on your speakers. It's the best way to do it.
Definitely recommend that.
I've seen the SSL audio interface. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, that's the newest thing, right?
Bro.
A big hype about it. Also, there's like a channel strip that's popping off too from SSL. It's like a slight distortion crunch, EQing a bit, something else. I forgot what it was.
Yo, SSL
That
is
is popping off right now.
SSL is popping off, man. Like they're
It has the red knob, right? If I remember correctly.
yeah, this that has the red knob. My coworker has it, and he's showed me, and I was like, "Damn, I couldn't believe that SSL brought out an audio interface." And when I started hearing it, I was like,
That was crispy.
"Oh my god!" But I noticed some difference between it, and it's that it definitely is an audio interface more heavily focused for vocals.
Oh, I would assume so. Yeah.
Like for analog stuff and whatnot, that shit is definitely what it's made for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. Like it's definitely like having your own little channel SSL anywhere you go. And that's one that I'll plan to get in the future. Once my PreSonus are dead, which they're brand new. So once they're dead, I'll probably gonna get that, because the SSL is just insane. But it's definitely heavily for audio. So I wouldn't mind getting it for the podcast because it will serve its purpose.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know for a podcast. Well, I think it would be an overkill, no?
Maybe.
I wonder what the 4K is for. It says Legacy 4K.
The SSL one?
Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's Legacy, the compressor?
That's actually a good point. I haven't looked into it much. I was only looking into the $200 one.
Is this the one that has only two inputs, channel 1 and channel 2?
Yeah. That's the one. But hey, and then SSL's coming up with some plugins as well, man. Like these guys are jumping in from being just regular boards to now interfaces and softwares and whatnot,
Oh, they came out with software too?
Huh?
They came out with their own software?
I don't know if they came up with their own software, but I believe they're in.
Because I know Waves and like UAD, they do their own versions of the SSL. But if they do their own stuff, that'd be cool.
You know what? At this point, I wouldn't be surprised, but I think they do have a software. But let me see. It bundles up with SSL native and third-party software. So I guess SSL native is probably their own software. That's
I see it here. I think it is.
That's pretty cool. Is there a better desktop interface?
Yeah. Damn.
Like 5 stars. All I'm seeing here is 5 stars.
Dude, the SSL E channel from Wave is $35. I always wanted it because people like swear by it for when it comes to vocals and stuff like that.
Which one is that one?
The SSL E channel. It's just basically an EQ and a compressor built in. It's like you're having the actual SSL board strip right there. It's just a plugin.
But that's much more for analog stuff. Like
no, not really. It's just like I mean, I don't know. I see a lot of people like engineers use it for like vocals and stuff like that.
Yeah, because
being a little plugin junkie, I just love.
Hey man, we're all plugin junkies here, man.
Can't beat it though. It's normally it's like 200 something. Like 250 normally, and it's 35.
If I were you, you should get it. You should get it.
Yeah.
When you're giving me those $100 difference, it's like, oh, okay, maybe you should get it, bro. Like now's your chance before it goes back to 200.
Yeah, Yeah, maybe use it on like on a master EQ. Just give it.
Yeah. But I have heard about that. I have heard about that. But I don't know. I will say that it's perfectly like if you have a Moog, if you're recording yourself with a Moog,
Okay.
that'll be dope. That'll definitely process very well. Vocals as well. For vocals, when you're recording on the vocals, it's definitely gonna process amazing. And even that's external hardware that you had to process it and hook it up to your interface and record it on your computer, that plugin will serve its purpose for those, you know.
Yeah.
And even within, like if you put it on a serum patch, there's like, I don't think you'll be
Yeah, nah.
serving its purpose, its full purpose as it should, you know.
Yeah, it won't give it more character.
No.
I want to get a tape machine, analog synths, and maybe some outboard gear like compressors. I really want to get an outboard reverb. But the thing is, for that you got to have a way to connect it all, and I still don't know how to connect it. I'm a little noob when it comes to that. Like, you know how like a little patch bay or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do none of that, so I got to see online.
It's all you know, try and error until we learn, and then we just like, holy shit, this is just like
Yeah,
our
or compressors. They give it a nice punch, man.
I feel like nowadays, these plugin companies are coming up with these nice EQs and compressors, better and better, much more effective. That it all you gotta do is just slap it into the track and just play around until it's like boom, that's it.
Yeah,
And that's good. I'm all forward to it because you're basically killing ourselves like a lot of time. Like we'll spend hours on just EQ and compress on something, and with these plugins, that all you gotta do is just move a knob and move another knob, and you basically did everything in what you could have done in hours. I'm all for it. If it sounds on point and it sounds good, I'm all for it. If it's just a slap that is like, oh yeah, it's pretending to be like, no, that don't.
Yeah.
I finally paid off my isotope Ozone 8.
Nice, man. And now there's a 9.
Yeah, I know that the 9. I'm still paying it off. I'm still like, I jumped from the 8 to 9 from the splice rent to own shit.
Yeah.
I was like a couple of months away to paying off the 8, and then they say that the new 9, you can jump off the 9 and continue to pay halfway there instead of paying.
What?
Yeah, I was like already finishing up with $200, and then this all of a sudden they say like, oh yeah, like the new Ozone 9 with all the shit and everything, $400.
Yeah, right? That's the newest thing.
Yeah, $400. And then they say it's like, but because you're still on the rent to own with Splice, for half price, you can continue on paying Ozone 9 after you finish 8. Yeah. So now I'm paying half of what I would have gone on 9.
Yeah, so you're going half and half.
Yeah, it's basically going half of half. And I was like, I mean, it didn't do much of the difference. It's just like jump me off to another.
Yeah.
It's still good. It's there hasn't been anything wow factor. Probably a few things here and there. I haven't used it in a long time, and it's because I don't know. It's because I haven't literally produced music in a long time, and I said myself by the end of the year I want to have an EP already released, at least 4 tracks on it. I already got the names of the tracks and the project started and everything. I just want to finish them all. Yeah. But you know, the whole podcast game just shift my priorities, and
of course, man.
I see more myself focus more on the podcast than I have in music. Like I feel like much more liberated and free when I'm podcasting than when I have music, because in music I love it, but it got to a point in which like I wasn't doing much, or I wasn't doing anything that's next level, or I guess I could say I was fooling myself in a way.
Yeah,
I was fooling myself, in which I think I could have gone somewhere, I could have done something or even more. But then I realized how much more effort I had to put in. And it's like, man, I've done this for so many years and still not even close by. And then when I started with the podcasting, it felt that same feeling that I had when I started making music. And it just made me even happier and made me much more motivated to do this every week and talk, because music, it felt at one point as well, it felt like it was a job.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't feel like it was something that I was enjoying. It was felt like I was being forced to do it, and it sucks, man. It sucks because like when you've done something for many years, and then all of a sudden you stop because you lost the love out of it. You
Yeah,
know,
man. It was
hopefully,
and accepting it too. It's like hard, man.
yeah. It's not as easy as it looks. I mean, it took me time for it. Like the whole process started on January when I
Yeah.
stopped literally making music, and then it all got to March when the whole COVID shit happened, and then got pushed to do the podcast. That got me more excited into doing this, and now I'm as happy as ever. And I don't never seen this as a job thing, and not planning to do it as a job thing. I see it as of like, man, I love just talking to myself or sharing my knowledge and experience to others, and hopefully some of this stuff comes out and help others in that situation that I was. And that's the whole reason I made the show. It's to educate for educational purposes. This is a guys. I did this route. Try to avoid this route. Go to this route.
Mhm.
I advise you to not do this. You can do whatever you want. That's ultimately that's up to you. But I suggest you do this, this, and that. And that's the whole reason of the show. And I feel much more better than when I was making music. Once in a while, I actually like open up a session and I was like, man, I can see why I started making this song. I can see why. And then the whole spark came back and I was like, oh, let me work this a little bit. Just little doodles here and there, why not? And I found that doing like that um got me much more farther and closer to finishing these projects.
Yeah. Hey, man. First of all, congrats, man. Like, because I know accepting that and just doing you is it's not easy. It's hard, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Man, I agree with you, man, on everything because, dude, that's the same thing that happened to me. Everything that you said, word by word, happened to me, man. That's why it was so hard to kill Chavalo, like my old alias.
Yeah, man. Your new name, Seltz.
Yeah, but the thing is, as your end, you're doing podcasts, and for me, I want to do more of the video stuff. But later on, obviously, because health reasons.
Yeah.
But also, like, I felt like once I started shifting and not focusing and making music like a job, focusing on the camera and learning about it, about lights, all that stuff, I started loving it. And then when I was like, hey, let me just open up this project, and it was the same thing. I was like, oh, okay, I see the idea behind it, and then like the ideas just start flowing more.
Yes.
I think that's what we needed, man. Like
a separation, like unplug ourselves.
Unplug ourselves, man. And also not only that, but at least for me, I was actually, because with COVID, man, you have a lot of time to think about stuff and stuff.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. But I was talking this with Chris like a month ago, man. Chris from Big and Slim, shout out to them.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to our homies, man. That's another people I need to ask for them if they want to come to the show.
For sure, man. They're doing their thing.
Oh yeah.
But as far as what we were talking about was like why it started to feel like a job and not like being funny, because like I feel, at least from my side, it was like we're being forced to make these bangers because that's the only way to get your name out there.
Yes.
Bangers and bangers and bangers. And then, dude, like Chris says, bro, it's like it's music without any soul. And like now that I open up projects again and like working here and there, for example, like the song that I sent you, I like making music that has like soul behind it, quote unquote. You get me?
Yeah.
And dude, I just find it more enjoyable like that. Like not every song has to be
a banger. Yeah, just
like you just really enjoy music when you just let your emotions ride.
I agree. Yeah,
I mean, if emotions are like making banger, then go for it. You get me? But at least I don't know. For us, like we've been in the game for so long, dude, that like just hearing bangers after bangers, it just gets repetitive and it gets boring and
then it becomes saturated.
Yeah, dude.
It becomes very saturated to the point like, all right, everybody started to sound the same. Like this guy sounds like Incision. This guy sounds like whoever this guy is. This guy sounds exactly like this other curse. This guy sounds like it's becoming oversaturated. And obviously because everybody's using the same plugins and they try to imitate the same artist, there's nothing wrong behind it. But there's no originality behind it. There's nothing original. Yeah. Everything you have done is just copy paste and then make it a little bit better to make it sound like, yeah, that's unique. That's all me. That's all moi, but it's just copy pasting. You're not doing any. You're not reinventing the wheel. You're not doing anything new,
And
and
I
that
think
is,
that's the hardest part people don't find, like, because they think they're gonna copy such a so and so artist, and they're
yeah,
like, all right, I'm gonna become famous now. And it's like, no,
yeah.
you gotta be original, man.
That's one of the things I've talked in one of my previous episodes. I don't know if it was something on my solo or was it with my other guest with Archie. We were talking about about originality, like know what you want and be original. Like it's okay to imitate one of your favorite artists, but as long as you take ideas from it and make something unique from your style, your taste that they can say that's you, then that's fine. But doing copy paste is not gonna get you far. Like I'm the biggest Zomboy fan ever. I love Josh Melody. Shout out to him, man. That's another person I need to get him on the show eventually. That'll be dope. But I was biggest Zomboy, and I think that was one of my biggest mistakes when I was starting out is that I was trying to sound like him. Frankly, I ended up sounding like him. But then again, it wasn't Wolfson. It's Zomboy. It's just somebody imitating Zomboy. So there's no Wolfson originality. There was nothing new. Probably the last thing, I'll kid you not, Chavalo, the last original song that I'm fully proud of and still do it to this day that got released on a major label is Future Thing. Because that was just basically a bunch of ideas from other artists. And I just basically
You matched
yeah, I just took ideas from this guy, from Trampa, from Zomboy, from Company, from this and that, and I just basically built it as if like I got all these ideas. Let me try this technique. Let me try this technique, and all of a sudden you got that huge banger. The other two songs that I released, I'm proud of them. That's all. Not as much the last one, Killers, but Black Order. That one I was super proud of as well. It didn't got a release. I had to release it on my own. But that's fine. I got no problem with that. I was super proud of because I know that everything on that track was original and it came from the idea of a video game. And because of that video game, I was so hooked into it. It's like I can't believe I'm doing this song. It came from a video game that I played that I enjoyed. It's like that was the feeling, the spark that's what got into. And then all of a sudden, right now, I'm starting to see. I did an episode. The previous episode was about video gaming and what cool ideas you could do. I did that. You should listen to it whenever you get a chance. It's actually pretty good for myself. I'm not trying to tune my own horn, but it's a very, very good in a sense. Like people, that people say like, by the time you spend playing video games, you could have used that time to make music or do the other shit. I agree. But at the same time, you cannot say that to us people that are video gamers, that we've been playing video games for many, many years. It's not the same thing for us to tell us, like, stop playing video games when you've never touched a controller in your life and you decide to touch a controller for all the popular games like FIFA, Call of Duty, Fortnite, and all that crap. Like, you don't know what it is. Yeah. We've been driven by this. We've been part of this our whole life. This is what it was ours, so you can't tell us, like, stop. And quite frankly, all my new ideas that I'm trying to build right now are all based on me playing these video games like God of War, The Last of Us, and then Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy 15. The Final Fantasy 7, the remake, was just magically insane, and it got me so much inspired by the ambience and everything. Whenever you get a chance, check on that episode.
I gotta see that. I've never played the Kingdom Hearts games. But I like how you're getting inspired by all that, man, because it's two of the things that you like, and that's what I mean again by it's having soul, it's having
yes. And I'm not trying to get into make all my dubstep songs to make him very video gaming beat shit. Like no, like Burly Life does that well, and I don't know who else does that very well. I forgot the name. I know somewhere else does besides Burly Life. I'm not trying to get to, but the inspiration, the motivation that got me to make this dubstep song came because of me playing a video game. And that's where I'm trying to get to. Like, I'm trying to get, like, if you've seen God of War on the YouTube videos on the behind the scenes, it's insane how they Foley art and sound design and all of it. It's insane. Bro, that's why I got Portal.
You did?
I got Portal.
How is it?
For resampling shit? Insane, bro.
Yeah, dude,
I
that's
kid you not. Like, and then I learned from Crimson Child as well, and from Josh, and who else? Josh from Molstad. Shout out to you guys. And who else was there?
oh, Eliminate uses it a lot.
Portal.
Yeah, Portal.
Yeah.
That's like this weird sound thing.
So what I learned from them is that, all right, create the batch from Serum, have your drop.
Mhm.
Just have your drop based on Serum, how many, whatever. You just have your drop. Now, resample all your drop by using LFO Corpus, Echo, and another one. I forgot what it was.
LFO Corpus.
Yeah, it's an Ableton stock plugin that we got. Corpus. LFO.
I know Corpus, but which one is that
Oh,
one?
so it's Corpus and then LFO. LFO is basically
it's a preset.
it's exactly from Ableton. That basically Corpus does his fin that basically does his weird distortion shit, and then LFO, which just basically enables you to create the wavelength of it. So
I know what you're saying. Yeah, the Max for Life LFO.
yes, that's the one.
Yes.
So what? And then you basically resample it by the whole drop by doing that, and you'll have, like, I kid you not, like 17 different sounds that you can use out of that. Once you have that, then start messing with Portal. Slap Portal into whatever you have and start messing around, because the preset itself, it's already insane and it's super easy. All you got to do is move the macro out of it, and then you can actually move the LFO ship of the Portal and all that. Just basically doodling. And then whatever you get from there, lay down your new drop. And before you know it, that's your new drop. That's how you make your unique sounds. That's how people are like, how the fuck they did that by Serum? It's like, yeah, Serum plus this, and that. It's a lot of process. Guarantee. It's not something so simple, because once you create your sound,
you get originality though.
but you get originality out of it. And then when you hear these gnarly sounds, it all makes sense. It sounds cohesive. You would think like, wow, a high pitched screech goes with this like loud growl. How does that work? But they sound good. But it's because it came from the same source. So I recommend people getting Portal. It's definitely a great way to resample, and that's how I'm doing myself when I'm sound designing. I make sure I resample everything. It doesn't matter. Even samples, even already made samples, I can just basically resample them by the LFO maximizer, the Corpus, and Echo, and then Portal, and before you know it, it's a new sound from that original sample.
Right.
So I recommend that, guys. So
sorry, I yawned.
No worries, man.
Right, I only got like a few hours of sleep yesterday, man. I kept waking up.
Oof.
Dude, I was actually gonna ask you just because I'm curious. As well as what was I gonna say? As far as podcast goes, how's the loudness for that? Because you know how, like, for example, music nowadays have like certain RMS levels that people want and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's the usual levels for that? Or you just leave it like that? How it is.
Usually on the RMS, the one you're trying to get to is 16.
16? Okay.
Try to get to 15 to 16, 17, like between those numbers. If you manage to get it like that, you're on the
that's good for
you're on the money ball. If you manage to get it there, if you could get it lower than that, I think it's when you get it lower that's already pushing it to like very too loud and very distorted.
Yeah.
But yeah, 16 is the money ball right there. Just get it to there and you should be fine. I'll definitely screenshot you like how I have all the plugins that I use for the podcast and all the stuff that I have it set into where, you know.
Yeah. Dude, have you looked at the mic that every podcaster uses? The Shure.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like a $400 mic.
Yeah, it's expensive, man.
That's a radio mic. That's because that's why they have it. It's a radio mic. It's perfect. You don't need much to mix about it. And
it sounds like it has compression on it because of the proximity effect.
Like, exactly.
So close and nice and warm. Like, I don't know. It's amazing.
That's the mic I want to get eventually sometime in the future, but it's like fucking $400. And it does whatever this mic does the same results as that, except that over that mic, basically, you don't need as much
Processing.
processing as this one has.
Yeah, totally.
And when I make more money, I'll start investing on the Rodecaster and the mic. But in the meantime, the only one I'm getting right now is the Elgato. That's the one I'm gonna get soon.
Definitely. I see the benefit, the return on that.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. It's been a great session. Thank you, Chavalo. Before we leave, Chavalo, hook yourself up, plug yourself all your social medias, where people can find you on your music and your social medias and whatnot.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah. Everybody can find me in every social media, Seltz_official, and that's it. I'm trying to get the Seltz, but it's taken everywhere.
Shit, man, that sucks, man. That's another hard part about getting ourselves our unique names,
Yeah, super hard. But yeah, guys, find me there, and yeah, keep listening to Wolfson's podcast.
Appreciate it, man. So thank you for coming in, man. I hope to see you on the next one, which is coming out very soon. So thank you guys for listening in. And remember, every week it's a brand new episode with a brand new topic. So be sure to like and subscribe to your weekly episodes at the Lone Wolv Podcast for SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. And as well, you can check it out on my YouTube channel at lonewolfpod.com. That's lonewolfpod.com. So comment down below to share your experience, and you may be mentioned on the next episode. We want to hear you guys. This is what we do. This is a community that we're trying to grow together. So we want to hear your experience and your thoughts and what you think about this. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys at the next one.